During the siege of Meereen, Daenerys has to choose a champion or a hero to meet the challenger at the gates. In the books, she needed Dario as much as she needed her blood riders. Belwas was a eunuch slave originally from Meereen. He earned his reputation at the fighting pits. He was eventually sold off to Illyrio Mopatis, who sends him away to protect Daenerys. He was a huge man, with a belly just as huge. He fights only with a curved arak and a small shield the size of a plate. When someone asked Daenerys why she chose him, she replied he was fat and stupid. He was the one man she could most easily spare. The writer's name was Oznak, a nobleman from one of Meereen's ancient slaven families. He lowered his lance and charged. Belwas stood with legs spread wide. He wore no armor. Just as Daenerys started thinking the worst, Belwas quickly spun sideways. In the blink of an eye, the horseman had passed him. The man brought the horse around and charged again. Belwas stood and waited. And again the rider failed. Daenerys could hear his booming laughter echoing. He charged for a third time. He planned to swing his lance sideways at the last moment. Belwas had anticipated that, and he dug down and rolled on the floor. His blade bit into the horse's legs. He ran towards his fallen enemy. Only moments later, Belwas was bleeding from a cut to his chest. He planted his arak right in the middle of his head. He wrenched the blade loose and cut the man's head off with 3 blows. He held it up for the Meereenese to see, then flung it towards the city gates. Defenders on the walls started firing their crossbows, but the arrows fell harmlessly away from Belwas. He turned his back, dropped his pants, squatted, and began to shit in the direction of the city. He wiped himself with the dead man's cloak, looted the corpse, put the dying horse out of his misery, and started walking back. They gave him a loud welcome once he reached the camp.